Hi everyone. This video is going to be a little bit different than my other book review videos because this video is basically, I guess, my first sequel book review video. I had done a review before on this book, Powers of the Psalms by Anna Riva, and it was very, very popular. And there were a couple of people in the comments that asked me to either do another video updating them with my results or to just comment my results in the comments. So I was actually going to do a second video near the end of the year, but since autumn is here and it's a new season, I wanted to just share my results in midway and then possibly do another one maybe in December or January. But the last time I made this book review video about Powers of the Psalms was in February or March. I was living in my friend's living room because I had left St. Louis, gone to Hawaii, then you see how that turned out, came back to St. Louis after giving up my whole life. Had no home or anything, and I had to start from there. So I used the Powers of the Psalms in the book, as well as some mantras from Sanskrit and Hebrew in order to get to where I am right now. So I have a list of the Psalms that I use and what I have achieved since that last video, and I'm going to go in detail about everything that I have done. So let us get started with it. So the first thing that I accomplished, I have about 5 things that have been listed so far, and maybe more interesting things at the end of the year. So the first thing that I achieved was, of course, my apartment. That was the most immediate thing that I needed. I left my I love this apartment that I had moved away from. Like, I love that apartment so much. I thought I was actually going to stay there a couple of years, but I dropped all of that on a whim and moved to Hawaii. And when I came back, I didn't have any apartment to come back to. I didn't have the roommate that I thought I was going to have, and I had a difficult time getting an apartment, number one, because of former landlords. I had some issues with them, and I also didn't have a high enough credit score, so I was just kind of screwed. But I knew, I made a promise to myself that I was going to have an apartment by March 1st, 2021, and that was the last thing that I was going to be doing. So, what I did, I used 3 different Psalms. 3. The Psalms were Psalm 128, Psalm 61, and Psalm 114. And how I did it was I would say these Psalms every day, and I had a candle. I had a candle that had, it was a road opener candle. It was a road opener candle. And I was talking to this guy. His name is City Hampton. He's very intelligent. He's on Facebook. You can find him if you wish. He was counseling me, and he told me to use ginger in my candle in order to make my working go faster. So the reason I selected these Psalms, I will tell you why. First Psalm is Psalm 61, and that is used to find a home. I was having a challenge just trying to find a decent place to live. Now, in Anna Riva's book, she mentions each day light a brown candle upon arising and read the psalm, ending with your own prayer for guidance towards a suitable home for you and your family. Do this daily until a place is found. Now, I didn't have a brown candle. I only had a road opener candle. And I did this spell for 7 days. Now, remember, I was at my friend's house from January 2nd until mid-March. So I said this psalm over my candle every day and visualized that I was going to get some type of apartment. The second psalm that I said was Psalm 128, which is a happy home. And I actually made a painting of this psalm. So I will pause and show you the painting right now. I made it for my cousin's wedding in 2019. Okay, so let's see. I would say that every day, and I said Psalm 128 because it is claiming things as if it already has happened. So I said Psalm 61 to find a home, and now I was claiming that I had a home by saying Psalm 128, which is creating a happy home. The next thing that I had an issue with, and I had to do two things actually. It was the landlords, the former landlords and new landlords that I was trying to get to rent to me. Because they were like, no, 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 your credit score isn't high enough. No, 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 you don't make 3 times this, blah, 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 all this, no, no, no. But I wasn't giving up. So I read Psalm 114. And I came across this apartment, which was actually cheaper than I thought. I thought it was going to be more expensive. But I came in barely on a deposit. Now this apartment is $525. And it's actually larger than the apartment I had before, which was $575. It has a nice size living room. It has a nice size bedroom. It has a nice size kitchen and nice size closets. So I'm pretty happy. It's in a moderately safe neighborhood, so I basically got what I wanted. But I used Psalm 114 to bend these new landlords to my will. Now, in Anna Riva's book, for Psalm 114, she says, to cause others to accommodate your wishes, copy verses 7 and 8 on parchment. Write on the other side of the paper the person you wish to change or the situation you wish to control. Place the paper beneath a purple candle and burn the candle for an hour each day until the purpose is accomplished. Now, mind you, I actually used this psalm 2 different times, and I did it in 2 different ways. So for this situation with the apartment, I didn't do all of that. I didn't do the verses 7 and 8. I just said the whole psalm. I just read it. And I read all 3 psalms every day for 7 days over my road opener candle. And lo and behold, I was approved for this apartment March 1st, and I moved in March. Hooray! So that spell worked. It matched what I wanted. It was on the 2nd floor like I wanted. It had enough space. It had everything I basically wanted. Even though it wasn't like as nice as my other apartment, it's still, I'm going to make anything look nice because I'm just bougie like that, okay? Like if it looks like nothing, I'm going to make it look like something. I'm going to work with what I have. And that is how I end up here. And I'm very grateful for my apartment. I'm starting to really get attached to it. I like it now that I'm becoming more comfortable. I've only been here since March. So, I mean, I think the next place I'm going to have is not going to be an apartment. It's either going to be my own house, or if I have a husband, my husband's house. So, that's the first thing I accomplished. The second thing I accomplished was very, very interesting. And out of this little experiment, I created a painting. I used this psalm just to see if I could get an answer. So when I had the energy and time before I got more work at my job, I was creating painting after painting. I was trying to create a painting a week. So I was trying to create a painting for International Give a Balloon Day or National Give a Balloon Day, but I couldn't think of what to paint. And I was just like, I don't know what to paint. I don't know what to paint. I don't know what to paint for Balloon Day. But what do I know it's balloons, but how do I paint it? How can I make it interesting, right? So I came across in the Psalms book, Psalm 42, which is to obtain messages from dreams. And Anna Riva says that to obtain messages from dreams, you place verses 7 and 8, which have been copied onto paper beneath the pillow each evening before retiring. Dreams of significance may come during the night. So I only did this psalm maybe 2 or 3 times before I stopped because I started getting kind of freaked out. So the first time I did this psalm, I fell asleep. I did the whole right verses 7 and 8. I followed it exactly as she said, and I placed it under my pillow. And I said, I need an idea for this Balloon Day thing. Like, I don't know what to paint. So that night, I had a dream. I was in some type of place. I was like, okay. And I had a painting, and it was, all I could see was that it was mostly blue. And I was holding it like this. And there were 4 African people. They were laughing, and most of them were women, but they were all laughing. They were laughing, ha ha, they're talking to each other, and I was like, oh, they look like they're having fun. And one of them, which was a woman, came up to me, and she looked at me, and she pointed to the sky, and she said, Obatala, Alegua, and then she walked away. And in my dream, I'm like, okay, I've heard of Obatala. I think that's in Orisha, I think. Because I don't know much about Ifa. I really don't know. But I'm like, well, what is a legua? Like, who is that? Is that a person? Is it a thing? Like, what is a legua? So I'm walking in the dream, like, okay. And I'm walking, and there's this funeral procession, and one car is black, one limo is black, and one funeral car is white, and they stop, and I pass through, and a voice whispered from the sky that I had some type of medical condition, which I haven't been tested for yet, but it was so loud, it rang in my ears. I was like, whoa, okay. There's just a lot of symbols. There's red. They're primarily red, black, and white. When I woke up and looked up who Alegua was, well, lo and behold, all of the colors in my dreams and all of the symbols in my dreams were related to Alegua. And I found out that one of his portrayals is a child, and one of the offerings that you give him is balloons. I'm just like, what? And the crazy thing was, the next day, I had another dream. I had another dream, and I did the same thing with the Psalms, and I fell asleep, and the same lady from the dream before, I was in a room, I guess in the same geographical location, because in my dreams, if it's like some realm, it'll be the same geographical location. It's really strange. Like, even if it's somebody that's passed away, they're never in a different location. They're always in the same geographical location. So this lady was in that same location. She came up to me in a room. She pointed to a book that said, Fa language. And she said, you must learn that language. You have to learn that language. I was like, what is Fa? Like, what is that? So I'm like, what is Fa? Like, I looked up Fa. I'm like, what is Fa? What is Fa? I don't know what it is. So that day, I saw a picture of a guy on Instagram. And I said, he looks pretty interesting. Okay, okay. I just thought he just looked interesting. I didn't friend him or anything. No, it was either Facebook or Instagram. I think it might have been Facebook. I'm like, oh, he looks pretty interesting. And I forgot about him. The very next day, I'm walking home why is the guy I saw in that picture the day after I had the dream, why is he standing on the road towards my home? He's wearing all of the colors that Elegua was wearing. That's associated with Elegua. Mind you, ironically, Elegua is over his head or whatever. I don't know much about Ifa, but that was who was over his head. And he was the one that told me that Fa language meant Ifa. So that was the messages I obtained from the dream. And I'm going to pause right here so you can see the painting that I created from that dream in particular. So the next thing, number 3, since we're on the topic of paintings, as you know, I'm an artist, I'm an author. I have paintings over there, I got paintings over there, I just got paintings everywhere, okay? And my whole goal is like, sell my paintings. I gotta sell my paintings. And so I did 2 things. I did 2 Psalms. Psalm 75, which I actually used for something else, and Psalm 87. Psalm 75 is promotion, and I learned this because I'm in a Facebook group. It's, what is his name? Ariel Gatoga. He actually has a YouTube channel where he has videos on all of the Psalms. So you should check out his YouTube channel because he's very good. But Ariel was the one that mentioned Psalm 75 for promotion, and that actually became the psalm that I started using the most out of any of my psalms. I just use that one to death or to life. Psalm 75 for promotion. I also use Psalms 87, which is success in the arts. So for Psalm 75, you can use it to bring forgiveness of offenses, but you can also use it to strengthen chances for a job promotion. It says, be a good employee at all times, get there on time, and do not watch the clock. Keep one's person clean and neat, just be a good employee. And carry verses 6 and 7 in the pocket while on the job. Now, mind you, I did not write anything. I didn't carry anything. I just said the psalm every morning. Every morning I would say the psalm on the bus, like 1 or 2 times when I was on my way to work. And Psalm 87 is success in the arts. And for that one, you just pray this before auditions, readings, or performances. And this is for aspiring actors, actresses, singers, dancers, and musicians. So as I kept saying Psalm 75 over and over and over and over and over and over, my art started selling. I'm talking books, buttons, because I have them on buttons too, note cards. I was selling original pieces. When I say I was selling original pieces, these were pieces that I had had for almost 10 years that weren't moving, and they were just selling. They were just going, selling. I got commissioned to paint someone. It was just a lot. So I haven't said Psalm 75. I just kind of stopped. Like I haven't said the Psalms in a little while. Just kind of stopped, take a break, because I'm trying to deal with what I'm dealing with now. I don't want too much happening. That's why I'm not really saying them that much anymore. I'm just taking a period of rest from the occult. But Psalm 75 and Psalm 87 combined, if you're an artist, if you're a singer or whatnot, or an actress or actor, I would suggest that you use these 2 psalms in conjunction with each other, because they will really amplify your success in whatever field that you want to be in. And so I'm going to show you, right now I'm going to pause and show you some of the art pieces that I sold due to Psalm 75. Okay, so the fourth thing that I used the Psalms for was to change my schedule. And okay, this is gonna be kind of crazy, because so much happened from doing this one thing. So much happened for me. Okay, actually, there's two different stories. Okay, it's two different stories combined in one. So I had a schedule that I really was not feeling. I wasn't feeling it. I hate working on Saturdays. I hate working on Sundays. I just hate working on the weekends. I actually just hate working in general, but you know, you gotta eat. And plus, it's my friend's business, so I'll work for him. Like, I like supporting the community and everything, and also I get to like grow and excel. So I mean, even though I hate working, I hate to work and I love to work. If I'm not working, I'm thinking about working. So, but I hate working on Saturdays and I hate working on Sundays. I hate working on the weekends because the weekend I want to go to places, I want to go to festivals, I want to see things and all of that. And if I'm at some place, the weekends are usually the busiest day wherever, no matter where I work. You'll always have customers on the weekends coming in because they're off too. So it's like, it's busy. So I told my friend, hey, look, I don't want to work on Saturday, and I really would like you to change my schedule. He's like, no, you can't. I'm not changing your schedule. This is your permanent schedule. The reason he changed my schedule was because someone else didn't work for the company anymore. And because of this, I ended up getting my schedule changed because of that situation. Because my schedule was like perfect. It was like Monday through Friday or Monday through Thursday or whatever it was before. And I loved that schedule. I was great. But this whole Saturday thing, I was not feeling. So for 2 months, I was like, please, 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 please. No, a few weeks. I was like, please, can you please change my schedule? No, Kiara, no, this is your schedule and you can't, I'm not changing. It's set in stone. Your schedule is never changing. It's not changing. Nope, it's not changing. I was like, okay. I know you're my friend, but I'm going to get you. So I go to the Psalms. I said, what can I use? How long will this take? I used 3 Psalms. One, Psalm 114. The next one was Psalm 119. And the next one was Psalm 130. So for Psalm 114, it is, which I already mentioned earlier, bend others to your will. To cause others to accommodate your wishes, copy verses 7 and 8 onto parchment. And, now this was the one time that I did do the psalm like Anna Riva had written. I did do it exactly like she wrote. I wrote my boss's name on there, and I had a candle, which was it was a road opener candle, and in the candle I poured do as I say and commanding oil. I poured both of those, and I set this over this candle every single day for like 2 months. Then the next psalm that I had, that I would say with Psalm 114, because I would say them back to back to back, was Psalm 119 verses 1 through, no. Hold up. One second. Psalm 119 verses 41 through 48. And it's to bring both friends and strangers to assist your efforts when you pray this as your petition for help, and it's to cause others to serve you willingly. So after I would say Psalm 114, I would say Psalm 119 verses 41 through 48. And the last psalm that I would say was Psalm 130. And it is to compel others to come to one's assistance. And you pray the psalm in the glow of a brown candle for that, so that help will be rendered as needed. But the one that I used was to gain power over others. And it was copy on the prayer onto parchment, and on the other side of the paper, write the names of those who challenge you. Place the paper beneath a container of power incense and burn it daily until your objective is achieved. So instead of doing that, I just wrote the Psalm 130, and I placed it under my road opener candle. I also placed the Psalm 114 under my road opener candle too. I just wrote them on a piece of paper and set the candle on top of them and just burned it for like 2 months. And I would say every day. And I would pour my commanding oil. I would pour my freaking do as I say oil. And I was like, you're going to give me my schedule. So one day my boss came by my house. I can't remember what he came for. I think he was coming to pick up something. And I showed him my candle. I was like, look, I'm going to get my schedule changed. And he's like, girl, you crazy. Don't you know I'm a whole shaman? Like, your candle, what's your little candle going to do? Like, I said, no, I'm going to get my schedule changed. And literally, not long after that, I didn't have to work any more Saturdays. I got Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays off. So I don't have to work. I only work Monday through Thursday. I won. Hooray. Okay. I'm still gleeful about that. For real. I don't know if it was because he was just amused that I was like so serious about like changing my schedule. Maybe he thought it was funny. Maybe he was flattered. Sometimes people get flattered when you're doing workings and they're involved. I don't know why. Just like the guy I like, he gives me his hair and I'm just like, dude, no. Well, at least it's with me. At least it's not some other woman, because some other woman would have just put that stuff in a jar. Or some type of commanding candle. I don't know. But I just wrap it with a ribbon and put it. It's like, hello, this is your hair. But anyway, he's next to. So, speaking of my job, I also use Psalm 75 to move upward in my job. Now, this was unintentional. That I did not mean. Even though I was saying Psalm 75, which means promotion, I was only doing it to promote my art and also to change my schedule and all of that. But what ended up happening was there were a couple of people who stopped working at one location, and I was transferred over to that location. And as a result of that, my pay increased, my position increased, and my hours increased. And with my, Monday through Thursday schedule. So even though I was saying Psalm 75 for something else, it ended up actually promoting me, which I guess is a good thing. But the one thing about this psalm, why it happened that way, if you listen to the psalm, it says, on Psalm 75, verse 6. For promotion cometh neither, verses 6 and 7. For promotion cometh neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But God is the judge. He putteth down one and setteth up another. What does that mean? Sometimes when you're going up a ladder, somebody has to go down. In most cases. It doesn't always have to be that way. But in most cases, if you're going up, somebody has to go down. And that's exactly what happened. It's unfortunate. And that was literally not what I planned. But that's what ended up happening. Because I said I got promoted. And set it up one, put it down another. Even though the other people, they're doing just fine. They're like they're doing cool, which is good. Everybody won in the end. Okay. The next psalm, ironically, and I'm going to add this, is Psalm 76, which Ariel Ariel says you use Psalm 76 for money from thin air. And Anna Riva uses it for defense against danger, promote chance for winning contests or gains, and thanks for victory over temptation. So I didn't know how to do her little thing. I just read it every day. I just read Psalm 76 after reading Psalm 75. When I say I would get just money, I would literally find money on the ground. $20, $40. Being cash out dollars, like, what? Like, I was very overwhelmed. Like, I was doing all of these psalms in addition to doing all of these Sanskrit and Hebrew mantras at the same time. And that's why I'm taking a break now. Like, right now, I'm just kind of like this. Nothing's really happening. And I'm okay with that because it was just a lot to handle. Like, because the more I kept doing the promotion and the success in the arts and all of that, people were like trying to commission me to do work, and I just couldn't realistically do more paintings because like I would work and then I'd have to come home and paint, and I just was tired. So I'm taking a break because I'm actually exhausted from all of that, even though I'm making money. So the last song, and I'm sure for those of you that love spells and different things, I think you'll get a kick out of this one. That's why I saved it for last, because most people are like, how can I get my lover back? And well, this one wasn't quite getting a lover back. This one was actually like getting somebody out of my way. So, oh, sorry everyone, my camera cut off. But as I was saying, I used this psalm for my love life. It is a psalm that isn't technically used for love. I think it is used for business. But the psalm that I'm speaking of is Psalm 79. And Psalm 79 is to eliminate opponents. And in the Powers of the Psalms book, it says to eliminate opponents, and I have a little post-it note. I'm going to write O for opponent. So it says, on a square of parchment, write your adversary's name 4 times. So O for opponent, O for opponent, O, and O. So O, the opponent. In the middle, in the center, copy verse 2. So you write the second verse of Psalm 79 in the middle of the paper. Fold the talisman in half and then half again. Tie it closed with a black thread or string, which I don't have with me right now. Bury the package in a pathway so that the opponent will walk over it. So remember this spell. Remember. And as I go on with my little story of how I eliminated my competition, or my opponent, I guess, it's really not competition in love, I will tell you how I had to alter the spell in order to get things done. So, with my love situation, I was in a 6-year relationship. After my 6-year relationship, I was in a very short rebound relationship, and I've basically technically been single since 2018. So this whole dating thing is kind of new to me. I just started dating. I've been single for a few years, and I've actually gotten used to being single. I had an easy time being single, especially in my town, because I didn't come across any guys that I was really attracted to, like actually really attracted to, ones that I didn't have to force myself to be attracted to. It was just easy. Like most of the men I met they either weren't hygienic, or they weren't that intelligent, or they just had a lifestyle that I didn't agree with. So the guy that I like now, he is not in my town, but we visit each other frequently, like a couple of times a month. We visit each other. We see each other frequently. And I really liked him because he was in my age group. He's very polite. He basically matches all the qualities I want in a guy. Physically attractive, very intelligent, has goals. Like I really, really liked him. And he's just a really good person. So this was the guy that I liked, and I had been talking to him on and off for months at a time. And because he lived out of town, and because I was here, and we weren't in a relationship, anything could, kind of go there. Nobody had solidified anything. Nobody has a title. Technically, either of us could see anybody we want. So, what was I saying? So, one thing that I have come to as a person is I'm not about to fight over a man. I'm really not. Like, you can't keep a man that doesn't want to be kept. You can be the most perfect partner. You can be the most beautiful, most intelligent, or whatever, and that still will not keep that man. It still won't. So I had already reached a point where I'm like, if he stays, he stays. If he leaves, he leaves. I mean, I'm okay being single. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter to me. Like, whatever makes him happy. Like, now if we're in a relationship, that's going to be different. But we weren't in a relationship. So one of the people, because we would both be talking to people. So one of the people that he had, or that he would like date occasionally, was this girl in his town. And I knew about the girl, and I was just like, okay, she's in his town, like maybe he'll end up dating her, I don't know. Or maybe he'll end up in a relationship with her, I really don't know. Because me and him had two different versions of dating. In the past, I felt dating was like, we are exclusive and we're only with each other. But now I've come to expand my thing of dating is, I don't count it as that anymore. I count it as like, we're learning about each other. We can also communicate with other people until we solidify a relationship that ends in marriage. You're just like a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Like there's no like legal power you have, nothing. There's nothing you can really build together with just boyfriend, girlfriend status or just talking stage. So that was the mindset I was. So I knew about the girl, the opponent, and I can't get jealous, but I was just like, okay, she's there. Oh, well, I guess I talked to my people, he talked to his people, whatever. But we mainly talked to each other, and I didn't have a problem with her. But there was, I don't know what it was that sparked this initial thing that made me like consider doing some type of work on this woman. I literally cannot remember what happened. In the beginning, I would spy on her Facebook page because I'm kind of crazy sometimes, and I was like, oh, okay. And I felt like she was saying stuff like it was a target to me. I don't know. Maybe because I'm crazy. And the first thing I did before I did this psalm was I prayed to God. And I said, God, I know she's your child, but can you get her out of my way? Please. Please, God, can you just get her out of my way? I mean, I know I can talk to other dudes and all of this, but I just like this dude in particular, and I just, like, if it's your will, like, okay, But like right now she kind of getting on my nerves. So can you just send her a man? Like, can you just send her a man that's rich, that's so fine, like the finest man she's ever seen in her freaking life, that will pay everything, pay all of her bills, and treat her like a goddess? Please, God, can you just send this dude immediately? Please, if this is your will, can you just send somebody to this girl? That's how I said my prayer, by the way. So not long after my prayer, what ended up happening was she actually ended up moving 10 hours away from the guy I like. And she's like, I don't know why. I don't know what made me move 10 hours away. I finally found somebody I really liked and I moved 10 hours away. Oh, was it my prayer or was it like, I don't know. But thank you, God. So I was like, oh, she's out of the way. So I'm just talking to the guy, like, it's like that. I was like, you know, this like those little sick couple things. It's like, I miss you. But she would still come visit sometime, not all the time, but visit. Just a visit to the town. I was like, okay, she's visiting, like he's not my man, so technically she can do whatever she wants. But one day, when my jacked up phone, before I got it replaced, what my phone was doing was it would just press all these different buttons. It would just by itself. It would turn on, it would turn off. It would go to different sites that I didn't want it to be going to. I'm like, why'd you go to Bing? Like, I didn't even press you. Why are you going here? Why are you going there? So this stupid phone decided to send this girl a friend request. Out of all the people you could have sent a friend request, why you send my opponent a friend request? Why you do that, phone? And I didn't even know I had sent, or my phone had sent, a friend request until the guy was like, hey, why did you friend so-and-so? And I'm like, what are you talking about? So this girl has sent a screenshot of my friend request. She's like, why did she send a friend request? It was just such a big deal that I sent a friend request. Like, girl, what? I'm watching you, you're watching me. Like, am I talking about, girl, what? It's called measuring your options and weighing your options and having options. Like, why are you tripping over a friend request? If you sent a friend request to me, I would have accepted it so fast. We'd be best friends because you keep your enemies close like that. So she tried to twist it where I seemed like I was just obsessive and stalking her and crazy. That was really what made me mad. It wasn't the whole like you're like also talking to the guy that I liked. The part that made me mad was you were trying to make it seem like I was some type of crazy stalker lady that was just sending friend requests to just spy on you. If you're a person that spies, that's the stupidest thing. Why would I spy from my own Facebook page? I have a secret Facebook spy page. I would spy from there because I'm petty like that. So what I did was I said, okay, girl. I was trying to be nice and send you a fine 8-pack dude with the money in a bag to take care of you and your family. But okay, you don't want to play fair, so I'm not going to play fair either. So I went to the Psalms and I wrote down Psalm 79. And the issue that I had was I could not place it where she lived because she lived hours and hours and hours away. So I had to symbolically go to a place that represented going towards her. So I took my little parchment and I went to the train station that led to the airport where, you know, the planes are flying in this way and flying that way, just going away. It's going away from St. Louis. It's going away from St. Louis. I put it under the ground in a corner, and I specifically chose the corner because that is where people would just pee and stuff. So I just buried it, and then I was like, okay, now since you want to play dirty, now you just gonna get dirty. And that's what I did. And I was like, okay, my spell's working. I didn't know the results of my spell until weeks later because I actually forgot about it. I just knew it had worked. And what ended up happening was she had a really big falling out with him or something of that nature. And she ended up breaking all communication with him. All communication with him. They stopped being friends. No friendship to be seen whatsoever. And I know because I spied from my Facebook spy page. I know I sound crazy, but for real. I was like, okay. That was my most recent psalm that I did. And so since then, it's just been all 100%, 1,000% attention on me, which is, I mean, it's not what I asked for, but hey, okay, it's an added plus. So my opponent got out of my way. She ended up happy. I ended up happy. So if you have an opponent and you're not as nice as me and want to play dirty, first I would say a prayer first so you don't get any karma. Then, if that doesn't work, I would use Psalm 79. Use Psalm 79. And if you are a person that is trying to do a whole process where you end up with whoever you're trying to end up with, like let's say you wanted to end in marriage, these are the steps I would take. First, you say Psalm, hold up, it's a process. If I had to write a timeline of stuff you would do, I would say the first psalm that you say is Psalm 103. Why Psalm 103? Psalm 103 is to receive grace and to know the forgiveness of sins. It says, do not envy those who are attractive, accomplished, charming, and refined. These attributes can come to any who are willing to change and seek guidance through a sincere repetition of the Psalm of David. So this is, if you say Psalm 103, you will receive attraction, accomplishment, charm, and refinement. So that will help you when you're out in this whole dating field. The next psalm that you say, if you have your eye on someone and there's people around them, the next psalm that you say is the one that I told you about, Psalm 79, to eliminate all those people around this person. If it is a person that you dated, that you were in a relationship with, I would say Psalm 79 and also Psalm 88. And Psalm 88 is to reconcile estranged lovers. Now, only do this if you actually had a healthy relationship and it ended. Don't be like, go back to an abuser or some crazy toxic person. Don't do that. But if it was like, you know, a good person and you've changed your ways and you want to do right by them, then I would, or they've changed their ways or whatnot, I would say Psalm 79 and Psalm 88. After you do that, say Psalm 45, which represents marriage. Some people, they don't want to be married. They're like, I don't believe in marriage. Just interpret it as a relationship, because that psalm is basically about a marriage, having a happy marriage. And the last psalm that you end with is Psalm 128, which is a happy home. So you are solid in your life. And that is my step-by-step process as far as psalms for love. If you are a woman that is having fertility issues, I would say the last verse of Psalm 113, which is Psalm 113, verse 9. He maketh the barren woman to keep house, and to be a joyful mother of children. Praise ye the Lord. So that is all I have to share with all of you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will be sure at the end of the year or in January, most likely I'll do it in January, I will share more of my results of the Psalms for you. so that you can flourish and everything. So thank you for watching this video. I hope this helped you all and that you can share your results with the Psalms as well. So talk to you later. Bye-bye.